I kind of like these questions. I was thinking about these ones earlier.
Yeah.
So, what would you tell your uni-aged selves? You know, I can go first on this because I was thinking about it
Okay.
this
Go
morning on my
on,
way
man.
to the station. This is like the only question I actually remember prepping for reading. You know, like obviously when you're at uni, you don't have the foresight. You know,
Mhm.
you're there for various different reasons, whatever. But I think the key thing would be like networking.
Mhm.
Like I would go back and sort of say, you should meet as many people as you can, you know, make a great impression on them, go to Ultimate Frisbee Club, you know, like go to it all and meet people, connect with people, network, like meet the high achievers, you know, mix in any circle you can, like, yeah, just like use it as a tool to network because it's so easy to meet 1,000 people or more, like, you know, and make great connections at a great time in life where everyone wants friends, everyone wants to make connections. And almost just if you can have that foresight at that age to go, let me try and build a network for my future,
Mhm.
people that I can sell to, people that might need to sell to me, people that I might need to buy from, people that I can sell something to, like connect with, they can introduce me to someone. Imagine you going with that mentality, like with your own LinkedIn, like literally for that age, and I suppose Facebook, whatever, and really maximizing it massively. Like I think that would be like an amazing thing to do. Like if you had the foresight at 18,
I
19
would
to go and
argue
do
that
that.
you did do that though, you know.
A little bit. I think, funny enough, like you and Nathan, well, definitely Nathan did it more,
Mhm.
but it wasn't strategic. Whereas I think if you could go with like a strategic network in mind, and listen, in the top like American unis and the ones over here, that is what people do. Like
Yeah.
families, it's like make sure you get to know that family and that family. Like
Right.
that is the element of it.
Right.
But I think maybe that the university we went to, and like my parents didn't go to uni, so you know I didn't really get any advice
Mhm.
when I went, other than just like, you know, make the most of it, make sure you come out with a degree. But I think now you'd be like, you have to get a great degree, but also like network. You know, like you just don't know who around you, where they're going to go. And I think our business has actually benefited from a few people who we did know from uni, even little things like giving us shouts out on LinkedIn, you know, or like someone they've introduced us to who's introduced us to a job. And like, actually, without even going with a strategical mindset, we've benefited. Imagine taking the time back and going with a mindset of like, these people could be useful for me one day.
Yeah.
Like, I think that's what I would tell my uni age self, like dive in a bit deeper, get to know as many people as you can.
Yeah.
How about you?
Probably finish it would be a good start.
Yeah, true.
Obviously, I had my my own adversaries at the
Yeah.
time. Um, uh, I loved uni, you know, and actually it shaped everything. My friends
Yeah.
that I have, you know, my business, you, Nathan,
True.
Charlotte, Tony, you know, all being at Brighton. So it's absolutely shaped my professional and personal life, you know. Um, to be honest, it would just, you know, find a course that interests you and stick at it. But at the same time, you know, I don't beat myself up for not finishing. It was the right thing for me to not finish. And I kind of carved out a path anyway through the relationships I made. So absolutely really beneficial for me. Just it was a bit unorthodox, I would say, that the journey that I went on. But yeah, I would say, what would I tell my uni age self? Have more fun. I had a lot of
Nice.
fun.
I mean, you did have a lot of fun.
I know,
So
but you know,
more, I did
double
more.
down, mate.
Yeah.
That's all I would say. I think, and you know, maybe try and finish
Yeah.
it.
But you know, maybe like relax too. You know, like I think maybe as a young adult, um, you put pressure on yourself. Do you know what I mean?
Mhm.
Of like, I've got to have it together. I've got to know what I'm going to go and do. And you know, you meet people along the way who are so focused, so
Mhm.
determined. It makes you feel a bit like, oh, like maybe not
Mm.
good enough, or just not quite all together. And I think, do you know what? Now at 37, if I'd go and tell like 17, 18, 19-year-old, it would kind of be like,
Mhm.
relax. Like, it's fine to be broad. It's fine to get loads of experience. Definitely travel, definitely party, definitely network. Like, it's
Mm.
all good.
No,
Like,
I agree on that point. You know, I always felt envious of others who were really set on a
mm,
path. You know, they really
I'm
knew
gonna
what
be a
they wanted
lawyer.
to do, and you
Yeah,
know, yeah, exactly. I'm going to be a lawyer, or I'm going to be X. And I'm
yeah,
just like, oh man, I have no idea what I want to do. And I think most people are probably lost or a bit,
for sure.
you know, unsure in that moment. It's like, just do something that interests you or
Mm,
something that you find fun. But
yeah,
even that, for some people feel, you know, under pressure, they have to go to uni. Maybe it's not for it's not for everyone,
yeah,
you know.
yeah. I think that's like a bigger question. Like,
Mm.
I mean, I think a lot of people that go probably don't need to go.
Mm-hmm.
But then at the same time, I would say it's an amazing experience that, you know, as many people as possible maybe should enjoy. So
Mm-hmm.
that's a tough one. But I definitely say to young people at uni just leaving, trying to get into the workplace, like definitely relax. You don't have to have it all together, but
Mm-hmm.
just make sure you're getting the right experience along the way. Also, maybe like, we had someone who worked with us for a while. I think they didn't like our industry
Mm-hmm.
so much, but they loved the like mentorship they were getting. And like maybe that's the other piece of advice. It's like find a manager
Mm-hmm.
who's going to like invest in you. Maybe don't worry about the industry so much in some ways or worry about what you're doing, but just find someone who's going to like vouch for you, open doors for you, like really push you and like
Mm-hmm.
mentor you. And I think if you can find that, at uni or just after uni, like that's really really key to being like successful in your professional life, I think. So what does no one warn you about starting a business with a friend?
I mean, nobody warns you about anything, really. You know,
Yeah.
even when I had a child, nobody told me anything, really.
Well, people just tell you having a child's amazing. No one says
Yeah,
how hard it is,
yeah. Well, exactly.
and it is amazing, but it's also very hard.
Yeah. I mean, like, I think you just roll with the punches. I don't wouldn't warn anyone against it. I think, obviously, you
Mm.
know, there are times you don't see eye to eye. I
Yeah.
think what you have to go into it is just trying to listen and accept people's points of views
Yeah.
and finding a way to resolve and having that, I guess, that mindset where you are gonna, even if you had a fight, it's like, you know, you're not, that doesn't mean anything. It just means that you had a disagreement and then the next conversation you kind of move on.
Hmm.
And I think with the people in your life in general, like, obviously those people that you can have a disagreement are the people that you keep around,
Yeah.
because, you know, it's fine not to agree, but it's not okay not to, I guess, what's the right word, to make up.
Yeah. I'll go with that. Um, but you're right. Nobody warns you about. Well, some people do, don't they? Don't go business with friends, families,
Yeah.
etc. Um, but yeah, overall, like I think going back to the beginning, kind of what I said, like for me, having the right business partner is so key. you know, like I say, the solo thing I'm sure works for some
Mm-hmm.
people, but I would say like finding the right person to go into business with is the game changer.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think if you don't find the right person, your success will be limited.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas if you find the right person, in an alternative will be unlimited in some ways. Like you can go as high as you possibly can. So yeah. And then lastly, I think you've done quite well. What keeps you motivated when things get tough?
And I'm very goal orientated.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I set out my targets, and if I don't hit that target, I'm very disappointed.
Yeah.
So those things kind of drive me, I would say. Um,
Yeah, you do love a target.
I do. I need that competition. You know, if you're outperforming me, then
Yeah.
that hurts. I've been hurting for a while, I think,
Yeah.
you know. But it's I think I need that competition. I think
Mm.
I just need that goal, that target. And also, you know, I want nice things. Like, I'm not a materialistic person, but I do want a house.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I do want to build on that, and I want stability in my life. And I think that all comes through hard work and, you know, earning more money and doing more revenue. So that's kind of what drives me, is just to make sure that I can actually give my kids something that's stable. And actually the kids piece is that I didn't realize it until they came along,
Mm.
is that without them I don't think I would be half as driven or as motivated to do anything.
Yeah.
So, you know, when things are tough, you just gotta, like, I'll just look at them and I'm like, okay, that's what gets me out of bed. sometimes what keeps me in bed too. I mean, the early wake ups
Yeah.
aren't the one, I'm afraid.
Nice. I think for me, it goes back to that failure piece
Hmm.
again. Like that really does keep me motivated. I feel guilty. Like if I'm working from home and I'm like, got some TV on the background and I'm not focusing so much, I'm like, imagine if like this doesn't work out and I look back and think, why wasn't I focusing? Do you know what I mean? Like the failure piece always comes to me really naturally and easily. So I think that just constantly keeps me on my toes.
Mm.
Like I can't be the face of failure. Like I can't let this happen. I don't want to be that guy. Maybe it goes back to my own um, like family history, maybe slightly. I guess I have seen businesses fail
Mm.
too from people very, very close to me, and weirdly, it didn't turn me off. Strange, like
Mm.
you'd think it would have done that. It definitely didn't do that. Entrepreneurialism or entrepreneurship felt very, very natural step. It was something that I knew I was going to do at some stage, but I have seen it go wrong, and I think like that scares me
Mm.
just constantly. Like even like it sounds silly, but even like if you got a nice car and then one day I had to trade the nice car in for a worse car,
Mm.
like I would never want to be on that journey. So that keeps me like on my toes every day.
That's why I have a rubbish car.
Yeah, you never want that to
Go
happen.
backwards.
Yeah, but that's
Oh.
it. I think I've seen people have to do that journey a little bit, and I think that's it's never far from the surface for me in
Mm.
terms of the business. Like I could see how things could go bad very quickly, and
Mm.
I just really don't want that to happen. So yeah,
Failure's not an option.
failure's not an option. All good.
Cool.
Great. It was great to chat.
Yeah.
Yeah, really
Good
good.
chat.
Yeah. Should we go to the pub?
Yeah, yeah.